Doug has asked me to talk about how doing stuff led me to discover my spiritual gifts. So, how did I discover my spiritual gifts in that process? Well, actually, early on, when I was really following God closely, I went to a spiritual gifts workshop, and there was a woman there named Maureen who did this survey with me, and then she met with me afterwards, and she said my spiritual gift was wisdom. And I was like, great, what do you do with that? Tell people what to do all the time? Because that's what I'm trying to stop doing. And so at that same time, or near that same time, I was also in a small group, and we were doing Henry Blackaby's Experiencing God. And I remember very clearly an aha moment when I realized that the point was not to create something that so I could use my spiritual gift, but to see where God was already at work and to join him in the work that he was doing. So then I took the pressure off of myself to try to figure this thing out, and I just tried to pay attention. And so at that time, my kids were really young, and I would do Easter egg hunts and plays and go caroling and try to reach out to my friends just in normal life. And my husband and I went to a Young Life family camp together, and together we got a call from God, really felt encouraged by God to start serving in Young Life. So we were volunteer leaders. Chris was a teacher at South Carroll High School, and so we just led where he was teaching, and we got to know some of his students on a more personal level, and I still keep in touch with many of those folks today. Another thing that was happening was that I had a friend who became ill. She was terminally ill with cancer, and so during that really hard journey for her, I helped to organize meals, and we just tried to be there for her, whether she wanted prayer or whether she just needed somebody to cry with. And in that process, I kind of realized that although my spiritual gift isn't mercy, that I was really drawn to just trying to walk people through their struggles and helping them not feel alone. And so at church, what I really love doing, what I said yes to and I really love doing is shepherding and discipling other women. And so in that process, we took a trip to Nicaragua, and God kind of taught me how to be intentional about prayer. And we served at Capernaum together, and that led to our bringing Capernaum here. And so just time after time after time, after doing things, and all of those things, I was using my spiritual gift, but it helped me clarify what really God was calling me to and how he kind of wired me. And so there are three questions, I think, that are always recurring questions as I'm trying to figure out, how am I discovering my gifts and where that matches up with God calling me, and what I should say yes to and what I should say no to. And anything that brings tear to my eyes, I feel like that's a sign that God is putting something on my heart. And anything that I do that I feel completely abandoned and I forget about me and I feel timeless, then I know that that is something that God is wiring me to do. And lastly, when I feel just alive, when I feel joy, I know that He's allowing me to use my gifts to serve Him and to bring glory to Him, and for me to just kind of forget about my junk. So that's how I discovered not only my gifts, but how to use my gifts for His glory.